I'll talk about the Eagles and what I think is going to happen with them in a little bit, guys. But all you guys need to know is, I mean, that game couldn't have been real, right? I mean, with the freaking Monsters Inc. thing going on, too, like, just roll this now.
On third down, and Herbert is going to drop it to him. Big play. Vidal. In a foot race. Second down and goal. Herbert. Wide open touchdown rookie. Omarion Hampton. Good snap, good hold.
Get the ball in the receiver's hands with much room to run.
Hurts. Overthrown and picked. Picked off. Intercepted, and now the ball's out. And Hurts has taken the ball in his hands. He fumbles. He did not get the pass off. And Dicker has had a 2nd and 10 in a 7-point game. Picked again. Intercept.
Footballs, he takes chances, and they usually pay off.
Here's a ball out on the sack. Philly's ball. 30-yard try here by Elliott. Good protection again. Herbert had his arm hit, and he's intercepted. Adoree Jackson. Good snap, good hold. The kick is... Good snap, good hold. The kick... ESPN and the ESPN app. Barkley, first down, goodbye. Eagles on top, no flag. Hurts down the middle and tipped and picked. Intercepted by Cam Hart off the hands of A.J. Brown. They play it straight and they tie it again. Timeout left for the Chargers. Extra men on the rush. End zone, incomplete. And he has got it. He's got enough. Hurts keeps, throws, batted up and picked off. Intercepted. And the Chargers win the ball game.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys did, in fact, have some fun with that just absolute travesty of a football game. As an NFL high, 8 turnovers marred this game, 5 of those being alone by not Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. As the Eagles see themselves lose their 3rd straight game, Chargers move to 9-4 with this game. And with that Jalen Hurts performance in fantasy this week, I wanted to just say this. I got a 2.2 performance from Ladd McConkey. And as you guys can see, that did technically give me the win, but even if he didn't make that catch, it still would have been no shit. I actually would have differently. Whatever though. More importantly here, Jalen Hurts PPR. He scored 0.4 fantasy points this week. He was in the negatives too, like for most of this game. Like you can't even make this up, right? Like again, we'll get to the 2 turnover play and stuff, but like Jesus. So Jalen Hurts was if he had a 15-yard completion or he scored a touchdown. This other guy would have made the playoffs. Context for this. I was 9-5. I couldn't make the playoffs because of the tiebreakers in scoring. This guy here, I think scored the 2nd most points this year in fantasy, but he needed a win to be 10-4 and get the playoff spot. Again, we only play 4 teams in the playoffs. It's like ridiculously hard to make it. Just gonna say that. But so as you guys can see, again, Jalen Hurts, if he threw again that intercept before the interception, it was 0.44 game. And if you don't know how passing yards work, it's 0.1 for every yard. So if you do the math there, like I said, a 15-yard completion would have given him the win. Because obviously, again, Ladd McConkey only had 1 catch, but that's beside the point. But that interception at the end of the game there, that was minus 2 points. That again, obviously, technically, I still won anyway. But again, he probably would have completed another pass for 15 yards or combined for 15 yards, which would have won the game. So again, that's how he missed the playoffs. It's absolutely insane. That's all I'll say. But moving over to this game. Again, the actual game. Jeez, how did this happen? Eagles, guys, I'm just going to say this right now. I wouldn't be too worried. Again, I understand they're on a 3-game losing streak, and this looks very similar to that 2023 season, a year that you guys absolutely collapsed. But at the same time, guys, this is their schedule the last 4 weeks. I mean, I kind of said a similar thing back in 2023, but I mean, not really, because you guys are going to beat the Commanders at least once. We can say that. And you're going to beat the Raiders too, and then the Bills too. If you guys win these 3 games, you're going to win the NFC East. The best the Cowboys can be is 10-6-1, and I don't think they're even going to be that. So again, if you're an Eagles fan, you guys are going to win the division. Bills game, that'll be interesting to see. But again, for the Eagles, you're going to win the division. You're going to host a playoff game. It's not the end of the world. But obviously, this was a really bad game to lose because your defense played their best game of the season. I understand the Chargers' offense is not very good at all. But, yeah. So, Eagles, despite your offense playing so bad, I wouldn't be as, pissed or as concerned as you might be. But next week, though, they'll be hosting the Raiders. Will be a very get-right game for them. Chargers, though, moved to 9-4 with this win. Very, very good performance. They've won back-to-back games off their bye week. We saw them win 3 straight prior to getting blown out by the Jags. The biggest thing for this team is I'm very concerned about their offense. I don't see this offense playing in the playoffs. But at the same time, this defense has shown to be very good in coverage at times, which is good. But I'm looking at the Chargers team, and they're not something that really scares me whatsoever. But again, big-time win for them. Give them their defense credit. But yeah, this offense is looking pretty bad. But anyway, for the Eagles in this game, again, I already kind of talked about Jalen Hurts. He had a play where he turned over the ball 2 times in one play. I didn't even know that was possible, but again, it was. He did it. First 4-interception game of his career. This reminded me somewhat of that 2021 game when he played at MetLife against the Giants. The weather was really bad in that game. I think that was Thanksgiving weekend. But I think the final score was 13-7. He threw 3 picks in that game. That game was honestly worse in this game as a passer, though, because he didn't, again, in this game at least, he completed some passes downfield. That game didn't really happen. Biggest thing for Jalen Hurts in this game, I watched a lot of the film. It was the fact that his footwork was not, again, kind of mirrored and remedy to what these receivers were running, because a lot of the routes Devontae Smith ran weren't really, again, completely, again, in sync with what Jalen Hurts was doing, which, again, is partly his fault, but he was wide open. So, I mean, again, at this point, bro, you got to hit the freaking guy. But obviously, 5 turnovers in this game were, again, the reason they lost this one. I mean, there's no other way to put it, and obviously lost that guy, again, in fantasy. But for Saquon, again, he had a 52-yard touchdown on the, again, fake tush push there. Again, they kind of ran the trick play there. So, again, that was cool to see. But outside that, for Saquon, he got bottled up, 19 carries for 70 yards. If I do the math on that, that's under 4 carry. Again, that was his only touchdown as well. And again, the biggest thing for this Eagles offense, they only scored 1 touchdown. It wasn't like they weren't moving the ball. Obviously, again, it wasn't very consistent offense in this game, but they definitely moved the ball better than what we've seen the past couple weeks. It was just the fact that, again, Jalen Hurts turned over the ball 5 times, and the O-line wasn't exactly great. For A.J. Brown, 6 for 100, he had a very good game. Of course, dropped what would have been the game-winning touchdown, but who really cares? Because, I mean, he was really the only guy making plays in this game. Dallas Goedert got open very consistently. I think Devontae said very similar thing, but I think there were definitely some plays where he could have gotten Jalen Hurts a little bit more slack there. But other than that, guys, offensively, it was a lot of the same things with his run defense. Again, they run game. The fact that, again, that Saquon can't break the first tackle is, from what we've seen most of this season, is a huge issue. And when he does, again, the running concept doesn't really, again, tailor to that. Where, again, if he breaks one tackle, it's like whatever. And also, these offensive linemen cannot sustain blocks downfield for consistent lengths, which is a huge issue too. When you can't get to the second level, a guy like Saquon, who really needs those yards before contact, most good running backs do, especially him considering how explosive he is. It's really hard to, again, get a consistent running game. Defensively, honestly, not really too many complaints for me. Again, they just absolutely destroyed Justin Herbert. They had 22 pressures, something ridiculous like that. Every other play you saw on film, it was some sort of pressure. I think I definitely, again, inflated what they had, because there were definitely some plays that weren't technically pressures, but I gave it to them considering how consistent they were. Again, what happens with that? Jalen Phillips, again, I think he had the most pressures in this team without a sack. I think it was 6. Also, again, pick from Nakobe Dean. Not pick, but forced fumble. And obviously, Adoree Jackson, the interception as well. 3 turnovers by the Chargers, too, so don't act like they were clean with the football. But again, this defense, really not too many complaints about them. Yeah, the third down defense wasn't perfect. Again, the Chargers went 7 of 19, but overall, again, they had a really good game. Definitely a big bounce back from last week. For Justin Herbert in this Chargers offense, I mean, he was pretty terrible. Honestly, guys, but at the same time, when you get sacked 7 times and get pressure over the play, what really are you going to expect? I do like the fact that he kind of took care of the ball in that second half, but again, the fact that he really had nothing downfield and probably 2 actual legit completions in this game were definitely hurt this offense. Running game, though, I don't think was as bad as people wanted to say it is. Kamani Valdo, I think, had actually a decent game in this one. He broke a lot of tackles, and he had decent vision. Ryan Hampton, pretty nice return in this game. He's definitely going to be a guy they're going to need to get going towards the end of the season here. Justin Herbert, 10 carries. You never want to see that out of him. He got hit 50 times in this game. So what are you going to say? Kamani Valdo, obviously 60-yard catch to get them the end zone that first drive. Keenan Allen got open sometimes. Ladd McConkey stunk. And honestly, guys, Quentin Johnson just could not catch a ball to save his life. Again, he only got 3 targets, but it wasn't like that in this game. Offensive line also, again, it's obvious, very obvious, they're absolutely deflated. They don't really have one guy that can match up truly against these number 1 edge rushers in protection. You guys obviously can't double team everyone, so that's going to be something that's going to be a big issue here for them the next couple weeks, especially with the teams they're playing. You look at this Chargers schedule, they've won a cupcake against, no, they don't even have a cupcake. They're freaking cooked, guys. They'll probably still make the playoffs, guys, because I think they're going to win one of those games, but 10-7, does that really give you a good shot at doing a lot. I don't really know. Again, that Chiefs game next week, I think is definitely something that they could definitely be able to win. They've obviously won their when they've had worse teams, so that's what I'll say. But in the Cowboys game, I don't see their offense doing a lot in that one. Texans game, they're not going to score a point, and then the Broncos game, then the season will probably be for the Broncos getting the 1 seed if I had to guess. Also, I haven't really talked about the playoff picture a lot. Eagles, I'm going to guess we're going to get the 3 seed. They have the head-to-head on the Bucs, and with their schedule they have again the Bucs. I don't even know if they're going to win the division, so we'll talk about this more tomorrow. But if you are an Eagles fan, you should be pretty confident in this team. I understand they've lost 3 straight, but the division race has been a little bit more forgiving than other. Obviously not for the NFC North and NFC West, which have obviously been the two better divisions this season in the NFC by a lot. The division race for the NFC South and NFC East has definitely been more forgiving. Obviously, the Panthers on the Bucs ass doesn't help, but you get the point. Yardage-wise, you guys could see neither offense really move the ball completely. Obviously, the Eagles had a decent amount of yards. Those were mostly off of explosives, though. Again, not a bad thing by any means, but again, something that definitely could be watched out for. But again, if you look at this game, it's 8 turnovers, absolute mess. Obviously, you had the Monsters Inc. thing. I love that. Again, I think a lot of kids watch that. I don't really know. Again, from the couple articles I read in the statistics, that's what I have on that. I think I have some too. But anyway, all you guys need to know is that Monsters Inc. thing was a pretty big success. Again, probably some propaganda from ESPN with that. But anyway, Eagles fall for their 3rd straight game. I wouldn't worry, again, like I said, like 1,000 times, too much about this game. Chargers, though, big-time W for them. Definitely a good shot. Again, one of those games they're going to have to win to get in the playoffs. That's all I got for you guys here. I'll see you all for the power rankings tomorrow, and then you guys will see how well these teams shaped out. But until then, hopefully you didn't lose like that in fantasy this week.
But here it is. The return to glory.